Our first president, Dr. Paul Whitfield Horn, challenged us at the first convocation to think big. Let our thoughts be big thoughts and broad thoughts. Let us think in worldwide terms. As Texas Tech and our association approaches its centennial year, may your ring remind you of this challenge and of your lifelong relationship with our family, young and old. You're one of us, and we wish you the very best of success, health, and happiness in the years to come. We have some special guests with us who have invested their time to celebrate with you. Dr. Todd Chambers, who is an Associate Dean for Undergraduate Affairs and Associate Professor in the College of Media and Communication, many of you know him, is here with us today. Once you receive your ring, Dr. Chambers will take you on a tour of your ring, sharing the symbolism, tradition, and the history that it represents. Also joining us on stage is Student Alumni Board President Jack Kortokrax, Saddle Tramp Gage Brockman. Thank you both for being here and the important roles that you're playing in this ring tradition. I would also like to thank the official sponsor of our ring ceremony, the Texas Tech Credit Union. Each of you will be presented with a replica ring paperweight, courtesy of the credit union. We appreciate their partnership with the Texas Tech Alumni Association. I am proud to welcome the president of Texas Tech University, Dr. Lawrence Schovanec. While he may have received his degrees elsewhere, he is the most loyal Red Raider you'll ever know. He has been at Texas Tech for going on 40 years. He served as chair of the Department of Mathematics and Statistics. He was appointed interim dean and then later dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. He was also named interim president in 2012, then became interim provost, and then provost, and now finally serving as the 17th president of our university. He has a busy schedule, but let me assure you there's no place he'd rather be than with you tonight to present you your rings. Dr. Schovanec.
Thank you, Kurt. I am indeed very glad to be here with you this evening. This ring ceremony is always a special event, but even more so this year because, again, we're able to meet together with these future graduates of Texas Tech, their family and loved ones and friends who are here. And I don't know about you, but I'm very grateful that we can come together. The number of family and friends who come to this event is always very impressive. We have wonderful, amazing students at Texas Tech, and I believe that it is the love and influence of those families and those who have supported these students that really contribute to the character and the success of our students. And I'm sure, students, you join with me in thanking your family members and your friends who are here with you today. So students, today is one of those special memories you'll take away from Texas Tech. It's a personal event for you and your families, but it's also one of those larger traditions of the university that make Texas Tech such a special place. The ring you're going to receive is a symbol of what you've already achieved. And I believe that what you have achieved in light of the challenges you've faced during these recent months is very impressive. I thank you and I admire you for the perseverance, the persistence, and the cooperation and positive attitude you've maintained through these recent, sometimes challenging periods. But keep in mind that the ultimate prize still awaits you. So keep up the good work, and I look forward to seeing you at graduation in the near future. Inside the ring you're going to get today, it will say, "Strive for honor." Remember, that's the essential part of what it means to be a Red Raider, and I know that you will maintain that legacy. Take pride in what you've accomplished and always maintain your connections to Texas Tech, and congratulations.
We will now begin with the presentation of the rings. Student Alumni Board, our ceremony hosts, will be directing each of you with your ring card to the front of the stage. You will receive your ring, get a picture with the president, sign the ring registry recording every official ring recipient to date, receive a special gift before a final photo. Please, and this is very important, do not put on your ring until the end of the ceremony when you'll put them on together as fellow Red Raiders. So now it is time to present you with your rings. Chris Sneed, our Vice President of Operations and Engagement, is at the floor podium to read the names of all our ring recipients. Let's do this.
All right, y'all ready to get some rings? Let's begin. Sydney Albers, Burleson, a member of High Riders. Alexis Adeboyajo, Katie. Wyatt Allsbrooks, Alvord. Joey Anderson, Perrin. Michael Anderson, Alito. Talon Antonick, Henderson. I don't have a card. Karina Aragones, Fort Worth. Jacob Airy, Rowlett. And his father, Steve Airy, Rowlett. Drake Ashcraft, Pearland. Tanya Barrera, Delhart. Cassidy Barrett, Fort Worth. Austin Barone, San Angelo. Abigail Bates, Azle. Sydney Beatty, Loveland, Colorado. Jack Bell, Midland. Macy Bergquist, New Braunfels. Kelsey Bean, Nolanville. Kaysen Bigham, Lubbock. Catherine Black, Waco. Grace Blackwell, Shakota, Oklahoma. Shabry Boone, Clovis, New Mexico, a member of High Riders. Zachary Boynton, Tyler. Avery Bramlett, Lucas. Viviana Braceda, Watauga. Ansley Brister, Livingston. Audrey Brown, Dayton. Blake Brown, New Caney. Margaret Bryant, Justin. Nina Berg, Lavernia. Amy Campbell, Cyprus. Angelique Cantu, Abernathy. Victoria Carbajal, Camp Wood. Dylan Carlberg, Bernie. Aslan Carrillo, Belen, New Mexico. Kayla Carrillo, Austin. Amber Carroll, Leander. Kristen Casey, Buda. Chase Castaneda, Frisco. Alyssa Castillo, San Antonio. Isabel Cayetano, Houston. Natalie Cervantes, Ovila. Emily Chambers, Lubbock. Antonio Chapa, Spotsylvania, Virginia. Nicole Cherry Holmes, Weatherford. Cameron Choate, Hubbard. Natalie Clark, Frisco. James Cochran, Cristobal. Kylie Cole, Decatur. Abigail Coleman, Corinth. Connor Coltharp, Wimberley. Kelly Comley, Lubbock. Cassandra Cox, Bastrop. Kristen Cox, Brownfield. Emily Cood, Stanton. Hannah Shulock, Bernie. Preston Cummings, Houston. Dabert? Okay, just making sure. Madeline Dabert. She just told me this. Madeline Dabbert, Lubbock. She literally just told me that. Alicia Davila, Dayton. Ariel Davis, Abernathy. Morgan Davis, Liberty Hill. Tatum Davis, Toller. Alejandro De Leon, Lubbock. Allie Dexter, Allen. Stephanie Dickerson, Lubbock. Christopher Donaire, Frisco. Brooke Dumas, Katy. Abby Duncan, Fredericksburg. Hannah Egbert, New Braunfels. Morgan Ellsworth, Spring Branch. Caleb Elsie, Blanco. Eloy Escobar, Laredo. And his twin brother, older by 1 minute, Guillermo Escobar, Laredo. Isaac Esquivel, Tomball. Jenna Evans, Lucas. Caitlin Ewing, Round Rock. Lindsay Farrell, Van Alstyne. Gabriel Flores, Slayton. George Flores, Cleburne. Heather Frazier, Shallowater. Leah Freeman, Eastland. Matt Fritz, San Antonio. Jordan Galvan, San Antonio. Thomas Galvan, Houston. Daniela Garcia, Dallas. Joe Garcia, Houston. Priscilla Garcia, Richardson. Kristen Garrett, Sonora. Ashley Gassaran, Prosper. Jillian George, Mission. Renee Germani, Houston. Hannah Gilbert, Lubbock. Victoria Jimenez, Fulshire. Zachary Glass, Cedar Park. Michaela Glenn, Arlington. Reed Getz, Bernie. Ebony Gonzalez, De Leon. Patrick Gonzalez, Hereford. Savannah Gonzalez, Austin. Mackenzie Gordon, Wiley. Caitlin Gordy, Slayton. Caitlin Gray, Angleton. Amanda Green, Kaufman. Jana Grove, Corpus Christi. Patrick Guerrero, Anthony, New Mexico. We like him too. Inez Guevara Gonzalez, Seminole. Karime Gutierrez, Odessa. Catherine Hagan, Colleyville. Cameron Hall, Seabrook. Solon Hammer. What? Okay. I've known the kid for 4 years, you know, and I messed up his name. A saddle trim, Solon Hamer, Navarre, Florida. Amanda Hampton, Houston. Pierce Harper, Weatherford. Shara Harrell, Stanton. Samantha Harris, Arlington. Jennifer Hemingway, Lubbock. Gabriela Hernandez, Granger. Lauren Hernandez, Lubbock. Seth Hupel, Stephenville. Abigail Hill, Aledo. Jillian Hodges, El Paso. Haley Holting, Bushland. Shelton Hohensee, Miles. Jake Holland, Graham. Jamie Hubble, Spring. Bucky Jackson, Cleveland, Georgia. Jacqueline Jaquez, Ferris. Royce Joe, Raymondville. Audrey Johnson, Cedar Hill. Hunter Johnson, Euless. Haley Johnstone, Murphy. Danny Catan, Houston. Where are you from? Colorado? Seriously? Well, I'll be darned. Charles Keach, Denver, Colorado. Evan Kennedy, Keller. Ross Kirchner, Bernie. Anna Kissinger, Jacksonville, Florida, member of the High Riders. Kason Kitch, Keller. Bethany Clazel, Fort Worth. Hannah Kamak, Garland. Allison Kohler, Alice. Newton Kamel, Albany. Jamie Kropp, League City. Andrew Lamus, Fort Worth. I gotta say this one right. This is the boss's son. Grant Langford, Lubbock. I think I'm okay. Morgan Langford, Forney. Lauren Leach, Keller. Jasmine Lavario, Andrews. Alyssa Lindeback, Avondale, Arizona. Jake Lohofer, Dallas. Gabriel Lopez, Lubbock. Ricardo Lopez, Burleson. That's right. Avery Lau, Groesbeck, a member of the High Riders. Zeke Lunsford, Leander. Caitlin Madden, Paradise. Shelby Mangrum, Wallace. Randy Marquez, Midland. Martina Martin, Franklin. Stephen Matthews Jr., Dallas. Corey May, Los Angeles, California. Lakin Makeda, Pleasanton. Sarah McCormick, Nacogdoches. Robert McNary, Denton. Paula Mason, Corsicana. Blake Metters, Quinlan. Margaret Maderos, Magnolia. Catherine Madrano, San Antonio. Edna Mendez, Baytown. Matthew Milliner, Austin. Justin Miramontes, Lubbock. Morgan Malsby, Alpine. Allison Monticelli, Cyprus. Andrew Moore, Salina. It's Callie Moore, Slayton. Mark Morin, Balch Springs. Taylor Morin, Tahoka. That's right. I said it right earlier. Sure did, didn't I? Megan Murley, Spring. Nicole Neal, Edgewood. Ethan Neporti, Dallas. Jordan Norris, New Braunfels. Destiny Oliver, Temple. Rosser Orr, Stephenville. Grace Parker, Slayton. Hannah Patek, Seguin. Aubrey Pearson, Paradise. Anna Maria Phillips, Chicago, Illinois. Skylar Piano, Fort Worth. Hunter Pilgrim, Brownsboro. Kara Pinkerton, ARP. Risa Pletcher, Nederland. Samantha Pontius, Carrollton. Bailey Proctor, Merkel. Reagan Puska, Montgomery. I'm gonna ignore the T. I don't even see it. Stephanie Reemsma, Trophy Club. Erica Ryder, Allen. Ashton Renault, Fort Collins, Colorado. We worked on this. Sebone Reto, Plano. Mariana Reyes, Cleburne. Stephen Richards, Denton. Stephen Rios, Austin. Anthony Rodriguez, Houston. Aaron Rodriguez, Magnolia. Giselle Rodriguez, Fort Hood. Mackenzie Roper, Arlington. Mateo Rosiles, Lubbock. Ashley Rossi, Sugarland. Kayla Royer, Houston. Trinidad Rubio, Katy. Bobby Reinerson, Waco. Brianna Sines, Lyford. Randallyn Sines, Three Rivers, a member of the Student Alumni Board. Griselda Sanchez, Brownfield. Mary Sander, Louisville. Dylan Schneider, Hockley. Kylie Schutte, Bernie. Chase Siebold, Rowlett. Claire Sigmund, Hutto. Mackenzie Sherwood, Alamogordo, New Mexico. Sheldon Schroyer, Lubbock. Justice Seibel, Phoenix, Arizona. Thomas Singer, Keller. Jordan Smith, North Richland Hills. Rance Smith, Royce City. Corbin Solt, San Antonio. Lucas Spear, Rockwall. Ranisha Spurs, Crosby. Camille Stroud, Lake Jackson. Peyton Soltemeyer, Fredericksburg. Nash Swift, Austin. Nicholas Tauschek, Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. Cole Taylor, Abilene. Alexandra Tegeler, Huntsville. Emery Torres, New Braunfels. Candice Torres, Lubbock. Aliana Tovar, Waco. Callista Tovar, Mason. William Turner, Richardson. Jacqueline Umanzer, Houston. Daniela Valdez, LaSalle, Colorado. Daphne Valdez, Lubbock. Emily Vela, Shepherd. Jenna Voges, New Braunfels. Caleb Wagner, Hamilton. Lindsay Walker, Friendswood. Benjamin Warner, Austin. Pierce Warren, Alvord. Claire Wygand, Cedar Park. Hannah Wells, Kingsville. Dylan Wynn, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Stuart Woolley, Shirts. Chaz Wright, Belen, New Mexico. Kinsey Wright, Flower Mound. Alexis Ibarra, San Antonio. Jonah Young, Buda. Megan Ziegenhagen, Rice. Alexandra Zimmerman, Katie, a member of the Student Alumni Board. Jaime Villarreal, Pecos. Josephine Flores, Dickinson. Mark Lozano, Big Spring. Did we miss anybody? Did everyone that came to get a ring get the ring you came to get? Ladies and gentlemen, it has been my extreme honor and pleasure to read your names tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you, Chris. That was a lot of names for him to read today, and we're very appreciative of his good work on that. Now I want to reintroduce Dr. Todd Chambers, who's going to take you on a tour of your ring. Todd.
Thank you, Mr. Langford. How y'all doing? I'm telling you, Dad, son, congratulations. What a special night. Red Raiders, in honor of those who have come a long way and who have supported you for a long, long time, many of whom are sitting around here, let's give them a round of applause to thank them. Mr. Marin, I saw you got your ring today. How many other distance students do we have? Those that are taking or getting their degree from Texas Tech but don't live in Lubbock. How many of you? Raise your hand. Thank y'all for coming tonight. I saw a lot of you. I saw Madeline Dabbert here tonight getting her ring. I saw Corey May getting his ring tonight, all the way from Los Angeles, California, and so many others. Congratulations to you all. What a very special night tonight is. As a dad, I know that Mr. Langford and I are tonight's a very special night. We both have kids that are getting their rings tonight, and it's an honor and a privilege to be your dad, Emily. Grant, I know your dad's very, very proud of you, so congratulations to you as well. Parents, family, friends, thank y'all so much for coming tonight. This really is an honor. Thank y'all so much for investing your time and your student here at Texas Tech. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the official ring ceremony of Texas Tech University. The Texas Tech ring symbolizes a significant achievement in your academic career. And I want to congratulate each and every one of you on this accomplishment. At this time, we'd like for you to open your boxes and take out your rings. Now, do not put them on yet. Take them out, hold them, just like in Lord of the Rings, precious. Because they are precious. What I'd like to do tonight is to take you on a tour of the iconic symbols represented on your ring by leading you on an imaginary journey through campus and your time here at Texas Tech. Guests, please use your downloaded program to follow along with us on our journey around the ring. Think back for a moment to the first time that you ever heard about Texas Tech University. You remember when that was? Maybe it was from a parent. Maybe it was a grandparent, an uncle, an aunt. Maybe it was another relative who attended Texas Tech University. You'd see them every once in a while at Christmas or one of those reunion things during the summer. Maybe it was on TV while you were watching a sporting event, watching the Red Raiders play in a bowl game. I know some of you, many of you, got to go to Minneapolis. So just imagine a couple years from now when your brother or sister or your cousin, they heard and they watched the Red Raiders play in the Final Four. Maybe it was something like that. Maybe it was in high school. You're a sophomore, a junior, a senior, trying to figure out where you were going to go to college. And you were surfing the web when you were supposed to be listening to the history teacher talk. Not the math teacher, but the history teacher. You probably looked at dozens of universities, but one stood out. The one with the scarlet and the black, the one with the double T. For me, Texas Tech University has always stood taller than all the other universities, literally. I remember at my grandparents' house and on their television when TVs used to be pieces of furniture, and I was just a toddler, so it was taller than I was. But sitting on top of their television was a ceramic figurine of a Dirk West hero to me, and that's Raider Red. And on their TV was Raider Red always. And I remember seeing that and just going, man. So it always stood taller than all the other places. My mom's dad graduated from Texas Tech in 1971. And I also remember going to my dad's parents, my other grandparents' house, and listening to Red Raider ball games on the radio, listening from far off exotic places like Fayetteville, Arkansas, back when we played in the Southwest Conference, and always hearing a voice from Jack Dale call the games. I grew up in a different time. I grew up in a time when my dad graduated high school and immediately went to work on the farm. He was a cotton farmer. My mom went to college for one semester up in Canyon, Texas, and then she and my dad eloped at the turn of, when January came along. She never went back to college. So neither of them did the college thing, but they both always encouraged me to go to college. So in 1984, I came to Texas Tech University. I majored in journalism, and after I graduated, I was working in local radio here, and I started working on a master's degree from Texas Tech. I earned that in 1994. After doing my doctorate at the University of Tennessee, my wife and I came back to Texas Tech, where I started teaching in 1999. I know it's hard to believe, but yes, I've been teaching here 22 years. I know you can't believe it from the whiteness right here, but yeah, it's only been 22 years. In that time, I've watched this university go from being great to being the best. The best university in the state of Texas, and in my opinion, in the United States. I've watched traditions continue and new ones get started, just like tonight's ring ceremony. When I was a student at Texas Tech, I didn't get a chance to participate in a ring ceremony because we didn't have one. And I remember when I graduated, my parents were so proud of me and asked, hey, would you like a class ring? And I said, nah, I'd be okay without one. I regretted that decision time and time again. For the longest time, it truly has been one of my biggest regrets as a Red Raider. Not having my class ring. Now, I've had the privilege of participating in the ring ceremonies for several years now. Thank y'all so much for allowing me to do this. And I've always had my granddad's class ring with me from 1971. But last year, a very special moment came for me when Mr. Langford and the Alumni Association said that I'd be getting my very own class ring. And I've been proudly wearing that now. And I'm here to tell you, it's pretty special. I don't know how many of you noticed when you shook the president's hand. He too wears an official class ring from Texas Tech. That's pretty cool. That is really cool if you ask me. But tonight I also have the opportunity to recognize my wife, who graduated from TTU in 1993 with her degree in advertising, and again in 2012 with her PhD in media communications. So hello, Barbie. And then I get my chance to watch my daughter Emily get her ring tonight. And then I know that my youngest daughter, who will be attending Texas Tech University in fall of 2021, in a few years, hopefully you'll be able to give her her ring as well. So tonight's pretty special for me as well. So let's look at our rings together, all right? So now then, look at the top of your ring, and whether you have a traditional signet or a coin ring, the iconic double T sits prominently on the top. There is no other symbol more associated with Texas Tech than the double T. Although no one has ever claimed credit for the design, historic documents date the first appearance to 1926, when it showed up on some sweaters made for the football team. The double T represents the foundation of our university as Texas Technological College, as well as the university we have grown to become. Inscribed around the raised double T is our official name, Texas Tech University, with 2 separate stars and the date of founding, 1923. It was then when the Texas legislature decided that rather than a branch campus of Texas A&M, that an entirely new university would better serve the needs of the West Texas region. On February 10th, 1923, Texas Governor Pat Neff signed the legislation creating Texas Technological College, and in July of that year, a committee began searching for a location of the school. When the members of the committee visited Lubbock, they were overwhelmed to find residents lining the streets to show support for the idea of hosting this institution. In fact, that August, Lubbock was chosen on the first ballot over other area towns, including Floydada, Plainview, and Sweetwater. Now, as you turn your rings to the left, our journey around campus begins. All right, so picture yourself. You've just left that great study location called Chimmy's. They'll tell you about that later. You're entering the Broadway entrance to campus. Directly in front of you sits the large granite university seal designed in 1924 by campus master planner William Ward Watkin. The same seal that you're going to find engraved on your ring. Graduation weekend, the same seal that you're going to stand in front of to get that graduation photo taken. This seal first appeared on Texas Tech diplomas in 1948, but was not officially approved as the seal of the university until 1953. So let's examine that up close. President Horn, who was truly a visionary when it came to our foundation in the early years, selected 5 symbols inside the seal that he believed were the 5 great institutions of a democracy. Inside the upper left quadrant on the shield is a book representing church. In the lower left quadrant is a key symbolizing home. In the upper right quadrant is the star, the symbol for state, and in the lower right quadrant is the lamp of learning, representing school. These elements are separated by 10 cotton bowls, representing industry, as well as Lubbock and its surrounding 9 cotton-producing counties. And sitting atop is an American eagle, our national bird. The shield is surrounded by the inscription, Texas Tech University, Lubbock. So walk with me now, past the seal, past the fountains. We're walking down Amon G. Carter Plaza, past where the Christmas tree stands during the Carol of Lights, past Will Rogers and Soap Suds, wrapped in red on game days, and into the center of campus, Memorial Circle. As you turn your rings to the right, imagine now turning physically to look to the north. You see down the engineering key? In the distance, you see sort of the rooftop of the west side of Jones AT&T Stadium. Think back to the excitement of that very first football game that you went to. You remember the first time that you saw the masked rider lead the team out onto the field? It doesn't matter how many times that you see that, it is still one of the most dramatic entrances for college football. In fact, I'm going to tell you about the Gator Bowl here in just a minute. And this moment for a football team to be led onto the field by the masked rider is so just amazing. Others really pay attention to it. Now, on the right side of your ring, you will see an image of this beloved mascot. That symbol is no stranger to you, but perhaps you aren't aware of its history. In 1936, the same year that Arch Lamb founded the Saddle Tramps as a male spirit organization, a Ghost Rider appeared at the beginning of a home football game with the Arizona State Lumberjacks. I highly encourage you to read a little bit more about the history of the masked rider. It's a fascinating story. Resplendent in a scarlet and black cape and mask, the rider circled the field at the start of the game on a palomino and then galloped off to the amazement of the crowd. It wasn't until 1954, in Tech's appearance in the Gator Bowl, that Joe Kirk Fulton, with red cape and mask, rode a borrowed black horse into the Gator Bowl Stadium to the utter astonishment of the crowd. I learned, I think tonight I heard one of you from Levelland? Did I hear that? Anybody from Levelland? Maybe I've misheard, but I read the story that the horse was from Levelland. The team was evidently inspired by this masked rider, so you imagine the utter astonishment of the Gator Bowl crowd. And as Tech went on to pummel Auburn 35-13, people were just amazed at the masked rider. And so that tradition was fixed. To this day, Texas Tech retains the scarlet and black caped masked rider on a black horse. Now use your imaginations and turn with me now to face the administration building. One of the very first structures built on campus more than 9 decades ago. The building was architecturally designed in the Spanish Renaissance style with ornate carvings, archways, and its Spanish tiled roof. One of the main features of this building is its twin bell towers. The one on the west houses the carillon bells that you hear ringing out musical melodies. And the one on the east is the one that houses the 2 victory bells. If you look behind the masked rider on your ring, you will see the engraving of the east bell tower. The victory bells, which together weigh 1,200 pounds, were first rung in 1936 after a win over TCU. This week, in fact, I heard this week, your rings were brought to the bell tower where they were christened by the winds of West Texas. The sound of the victory bells and the spirit of Red Raiders that have passed before you. The Saddle Tramps and High Riders, part of campus spirit organizations, they ring the victory bells after athletic wins and on momentous occasions such as tonight's ring ceremony. We have us on stage, Saddle Tramp Gage Brockman. And Gage is going to now head over to the bell tower, and he's going to start ringing the victory bells for each one of you receiving a ring today. Mr. Brockman, thank you so much. I hope he can make it up the stairs by the time he runs over there. Now, look with me to the inside of your rings. There you're going to find Strive for Honor. This inscription is from the Matador song and serves as a charge to every Texas Tech graduate to excel with integrity in all endeavors. Below that, you will find your personalized inscription that is unique to your ring. This inscription is your identifier. If your ring is ever lost, the honest finder can return it to you by contacting the Alumni Association or the Balfour Company. So to the bottom of the ring, it's very easy here. Double T's tied with a decorative band. So now that we've taken a geographical and historical tour of your ring, hopefully it's even more meaningful to you now than it was before, and now that you know all about its symbols. When you think about it, your ring really encapsulates Texas Tech and will forever serve to remind you about what being a Red Raider really means. It's also a sign to others of your academic accomplishments and the pride you have in your alma mater. So as you travel around Lubbock, across the state, the country, or even around the world, your ring will serve as a symbol of honor. Use your ring to bear your banner proudly. Now you may put on your rings. Now remember, the double T will face you until graduation day, when President Skubinik will ask you to turn your ring so that the double T then faces outward. Red Raiders, are you ready? Tonight is a special night, a night you're going to remember forever. Share this story. Congratulations. Wreck 'em.
Great job, Todd. Let me ask all of you to stand. You've just put on your rings. Todd had you thank the people in the crowd, but now with the rings on your hand, I want you to look at your parents if they're here, salute them with your ring, give them a guns up, and give them a thank you from you. Thank you all, parents who made the trip in. It takes everyone, doesn't it? Stay standing. Congratulations on receiving your rings and being a part of the university's ring tradition. Now we would like to welcome Student Alumni Board members as our ceremony host to join us on stage for the singing of the Matador song. While they make their way up, I want to give special thanks to Gary Gallivan with Balfour, the manufacturer of your rings. He will be at the registration table where you came in if you have any questions regarding your rings. Thanks also to our marketing and communications team, Christina Butler, Brett Weingarner, and Hope Honeyke for their good work behind the scenes, live streaming and taking photographs of the event. To David Lowe for all of his help behind the scenes. Be remiss not to mention him. A shout out to Kent Meredith and his crew for their support of this event here at the arena. We had not hosted a ceremony at the arena, weren't exactly sure what to expect, but Kent and his team were extremely helpful, and we're grateful to them. Thanks to Student Alumni Board Advisor Britta Ty, and finally, a heartfelt thanks to Mandy Wiley, who has supervised our ring program since its inception in 1999. Let's give everyone a round of applause. Following the ceremony, we invite each of you and your families to join us for a come-and-go reception at the Mackenzie Murcutt Alumni Center on the southeast corner of campus, where you can post a selfie of you and your ring in front of the ring statue that we like to refer to as 2 tons of tradition. The Alumni Center is your home away from home, and you are always welcome. Congratulations again. You're one of us. We're proud of you. Please come join us at the reception if you can. Now, let's all close with the singing of the Matador song. Guns up. You're dismissed. Thank you. All right, guys, we're done. Great job, Percy. Appreciate you all.